The 10th Parliament is on its last lane as focus shifts to the March 4th general election. Being the first national electoral exercise under the new constitutional order, the bar had been raised by the new laws to ensure that only men and women of impeccable credentials and integrity made their way into positions of leadership. But members of the 10th Parliament have, through a series of amendments, mutilated the electoral laws to cushion themselves and others in the political class by lowering the integrity and academic bar.
And having raised the bar that high through the Constitution, Parliament comes back and says, no, we don't need that kind of threshold. We lower the threshold. So eventually what Parliament has done is to lower the bar in a manner which was not anticipated by Kenyans during the constitutional making.
For the March 2013 general election, I think we will be operating below par. I think it's fair to say that we will, if we take the Constitution as the standard, as against that, the legislation that we now have in place, which unfortunately is a law that will apply for the March 2013 election, we will operate below par.
And this is how the bar has been lowered by the men and women entrusted with the lawmaking process. The members of Parliament have given themselves and other politicians more time to party hop by removing the stringent requirements in the Political Parties Act of 2011 that were meant to instill discipline in the membership and management of political parties. The law had originally required one to have been a member of a political party at least 3 months to the date of nomination to be eligible to contest on that party's ticket. That requirement has been removed, giving politicians up to 18th of this month to party hop.
As much as Parliament did a lot of work in terms of coming up with the laws to implement this constitution, but when it came to laws which touch on themselves, they have really let down Kenyans. And I'm saying that we are going to have the status quo maintained in terms of the kind of leaders we are going to get in Parliament, or we are going to have worse leaders in Parliament come the next Parliament.
The Leadership and Integrity Act as it is today is a pale shadow of the document that had been crafted through a series of negotiations and input from the stakeholders in the process of implementing the Constitution. This with the name of raising the bar and ensuring that persons with questionable character and integrity would have found it impossible to assume positions of leadership. However, Parliament, through calculated amendments, managed to mutilate the law, and the first casualty was the provision requiring thorough vetting of all aspirants by public bodies. These, according to the Constitution Implementation Commission and the lawyers' body LSK, makes a mockery of the Kenyan people's desire to ensure quality leadership.
The bar has been lowered to a level that now, perhaps in the most extreme cases where IEBC may take a position, but otherwise it does seem like it's in terms of vetting, it's a free-for-all.
The 10th Parliament has also made it easy for persons with minimum education qualifications to contest for elective seats. The Elections Act of 2011 had from the onset required that all parliamentary, gubernatorial, senate and presidential aspirants must have a minimum qualification of a university degree, while those eyeing county assembly seats must have at least a post-secondary education. However, Parliament, through amendments to the Elections Act of 2011, did away with the requirement for education qualifications for parliamentary and county assembly seats aspirants.
But now, with the various changes that have been made, quite honestly, we've almost made a mockery of the whole intent of realigning the law relating to political parties to the letter and spirit of the Constitution.
If you remove integrity issues, you remove academic qualifications, then what you're saying is that basically what Kenyans will get is either, actually you will get probably a worse group of leaders than that what we have.
The electoral body IEBC will have the final say on who makes it to the March 4th ballot paper, but CIC and LSK feel that the 10th Parliament has managed to have its cake and still eat it. The 10th Parliament has been credited with passing key legislations in the implementation of the Constitution. However, the same lawmakers are facing the backlash for watering down key legislations on matters of leadership and integrity. And because it is the only body charged constitutionally with making laws, then Kenyans will have to make do with the laws that they have passed and make informed choices at the ballot, because at the end of the day, a population gets the leadership it deserves. Francis Gachuri, Citizen Live at 9.